2014, we launched a new program called Housing ASAP to help homeless families get into stable housing faster and to help them keep them there. In our state, nearly 40% of the homeless are families, and 1 out of 4 is a child under 18. 14 funders came together to address this problem through a 3-year, $4 million program. And one of the funders is the Kosasa Family Fund. Now, you just heard from Paul, but he and his family has been giving back to our community for decades. And so, Paul, I was wondering if you'd stand up and tell us why you decided to join in as a funder of Housing ASAP.
When the Hawaii Community Foundation established the Hawaii Community Stabilization Initiative, which was a very, I would say, innovative in the sense that they collected a bunch of funders and to support economically distressed families, and it was a wildly success. For those of you in business, it was like a 500% return on investment in 3-4 years. And so the Hawaii Community Foundation decided to launch another initiative called Pathways to Resilient Communities. Did I get that right? Of which a component is Housing ASAP. Because of the success of what the Hawaii Community Foundation, their staff, and Kelvin's leadership, I was ready to jump in to participate, because we know that the Community Foundation leverages every single dollar of your contributions to make this community a better place.
What made you also decide to give through the Hawaii Community Foundation?
No one can do philanthropy alone, and no one can make changes by themselves. And for me, when I look out at this room and all your faces, the Community Foundation, the Hawaii Community Foundation, is the glue that binds us all together. It is the enabler that provides the knowledge and the expertise and the convening of nonprofits and other philanthropists together, really to make a difference in our community. I mean, we have a long ways to go, but can you imagine our community without the Hawaii Community Foundation? We'd be in such worse shape. And I want to thank all of you who joined me in participating in this wonderful organization.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you. So if you haven't figured out, we're going to have an audience participation session here. Well, equally important are the frontline organizations providing services to homeless families in Housing ASAP. This is a network made up of 8 organizations that are working together to build their capacity and coordinate efforts to achieve better results. One of those organizations is Family Promise. Since opening its doors in 2006, the organization has helped more than 700 parents and children to find stable housing. Mary Saunders is the executive director at Family Promise, and we're so happy that she could join us tonight. So Mary, can you please share with the audience why is it important for Family Promise to be a part of Housing ASAP?
We feel incredibly honored to be a part of this really groundbreaking network that brought 8 organizations together to really try to end family homelessness. So many of us homeless providers know that collaborations and partnerships are really important to what we do with such limited resources. And we get caught up in our day-to-day busyness at our own organizations, and it's hard sometimes to carve out the time to do that. And Hawaii Community Foundation bringing us together in Housing ASAP really laid the foundation in a deliberate way to bring us together to really bring about more significant change in terms of ending family homelessness. So I do have a story of a family that recently left our program in early 2015. This is Lily and Caleb up on the screen. They were living in their car on the beach on the windward side for over a year when they came to us. Lily and Caleb's mom, Crystal, was pregnant at the time, and she did have her baby while in our program. Her husband, Levi, had a full-time job, so he was working, and they just couldn't make ends meet. So being in our program and having us give them the support they needed and the housing resources, they were able to move into their own apartment in Wahiawa towards the end of January. So, our shared goal at Housing ASAP is to serve more families, to serve them faster, and to keep them housed longer. And so those are the kinds of services we offer to families like Lily and Caleb.
So, Mary, how has the network of the 8 service providers really helped to make Family Promise stronger?
The network has really been incredible for us because of the resources provided. So the executive director and all the program managers have leadership coaches. I meet with my leadership coach monthly, and that's been an incredible tool for me to think about what kind of leader I am, how I can help grow the organization and make it stronger. We also had an organizational self-assessment done in November that really pointed out in detail the strengths and weaknesses of the organization and areas that we could improve upon and areas that we were doing well. SMS also provided us with data in terms of housing here in Hawaii, how many families we've housed in terms of the network and Housing ASAP, and at the state level. So all of those kinds of resources are tools that I would not have really had access to on our own, standing alone.
And what we've learned over the past decade has allowed us to refine our strategy to now focus on supporting and building high-performing nonprofit organizations, those that can show evidence of being able to deliver over a prolonged period of time meaningful, measurable, and financially stable results. Our new Nonprofit Excellence Initiative will provide knowledge and technical assistance through workshops, webinars, leadership programs, and conferences, like our upcoming Nonprofit Leadership Conference on May 7th for nonprofit board members and executive directors. In addition, we are now providing flex grants, offering unrestricted funds to high-performing nonprofits. Last year, our Flex Grant program awarded $4.2 million to 160 high-performing organizations across the state, and we have 2 of our grantees here tonight. The Assistance Dogs of Hawaii started on Maui in 2000 with the mission of training dogs for people with physical disabilities. To date, the organization has trained over 100 dogs that help thousands of people each year. We want to welcome the organization's executive director, Maureen Maurer, along with her special guests. 15 years ago, Mo left a successful career as a CPA to start this nonprofit, and we're so glad she did. So Mo, would you please share with us how the Flex Grants has helped Assistance Dogs of Hawaii?
Oh, thank you so much for having us here. It's such an honor. And I just want to say thank you to the Hawaii Community Foundation and all of you for supporting our program for the past 15 years. For a small nonprofit organization like ours, it's really important and really helpful to have unrestricted funding because it allows us to use the funds where it's needed the most. In our case, we place assistance dogs free of charge and provide lifetime follow-up services, not just for people with disabilities, but we place hospital facility dogs like Tucker, who works at Kepiolani Medical Center. He's there full-time helping children. And we also place courthouse dogs that help children who are victims of crime throughout the difficult legal process. So we have placed courthouse dogs on 3 of the islands, and later this year, Hawaii will become the first state in the country to have courthouse dogs in every jurisdiction. So, thank you. So one of the things that the Flex Grant is also helping with is to expand our Wounded Warrior program for veterans with disabilities. So we're really excited about that opportunity. Because we provide lifetime follow-up support free of charge for all of our recipients, the Flex Grant is helping us to do that because it's a lot of expense, and we want to make sure and provide the best services for all of our graduate teams. And one of our graduates is here tonight, and I just want to say how thankful we are and what a great opportunity it is to work with people like Brian Kachiyama, who's such an inspiration to everyone who knows him and who has overcome many challenges to live life to the fullest. So it's just my honor to introduce Brian Kachiyama, who is currently working as a professor at the University of Hawaii. And Brian also was an assistant football coach under June Jones.
Thank you. As I went to grab my keys to open the door at work, my keys fell to the floor. For a moment I felt I'd be stuck waiting outside until someone passed by to help pick up my keys. When I looked down, I saw a furry creature with big brown eyes. This was Zeus, and I gave him the hand command to pick up my keys, giving me a sense of greater independence. And off we went to start my day at work. At home, if I need anything and we're in my room away from anyone else, I give Zeus the command to call my mom. Zeus will search for my mom and will not leave her until she follows him back to me. When I'm outside enjoying life, people are more open to coming up to me to engage in conversation, as if Zeus can make my wheelchair disappear. I am grateful for Mo and the wonderful people who help make Assistance Dogs of Hawaii such a special organization that enables people with disabilities to enjoy a higher quality of life. I thank the Hawaii Community Foundation for allowing Assistance Dogs of Hawaii to continue their groundbreaking work.
Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Zeus, for all being here and for joining us tonight. Another Flex grantee here with us is Kupu, a statewide organization whose mission is to empower youth by teaching vital work and leadership skills, responsibility, and learning to serve the community, and providing vocational trainings of over 230,000 hours to over 80 organizations across the state, with an economic benefit of close to $7 million. Joining us tonight is John Leong, the CEO of Kupu, who has been with the organization since its inception. So John, can you tell us about how the Flex Grant has helped Kupu?
And it's a really great partnership because the Flex Grants allow us to work together to make impact in areas and make us more effective and more efficient in the way that we work as a nonprofit organization. So some of the ways that it's helped us to grow and develop has been able to build new programs and develop new programs like our Community U program. But it's a really innovative program that allows us not only to serve the environment like you saw in the pictures, but it also allows us to engage young adults coming from disadvantaged backgrounds, from homelessness, housing projects, poverty, and court-appointed youth. And it gives us the opportunity to give them job skills that are relevant and transferable. They're able to go on and we have social workers and wraparound services that assist them, and they're able to get their diploma through an innovative partnership with the DOE that we have, where we have teachers that come to our facility, and we're able to get them their diploma so they can work and gain job skills. So one such person is Nathan. Nathan was got into the wrong crowd. He started into drugs and started robbing homes, and he was facing a 20-year court-appointed sentence. And we were his last opportunity. He not only finished our program with flying colors, but he's been drug-free for the last year and a half now. And he is he's employed, and he's working towards his diploma right now. So he's one of our many success stories through this new program. And there's many others, but a really neat statistic is 84% of the young adults that come into this program are unemployed. Upon exiting, 81% are employed. That's pretty cool. Another really cool thing that the Flex Grants have done is they've allowed us to encourage and build up programs that are having a huge impact today under us. We have the Hawaii Youth Conservation Corps programs, and our summer program takes young adults and engages them in summer conservation activities across our state, and we have over 100 young adults. One such person is John Brito from Molokai, And John started in our summer program, and then he went to 3 other programs with us, ending in a sustainability program where he did energy audits for farmers on Maui. And it was really great. And here's a young man from Molokai, but he didn't stop there. His work was so good that he won an award all the way out in the White House. So they flew him all the way to the White House, and he got an award called the Champion of Change Award at the White House last year. And again, it's our partnership together, and it's really exciting because we're able to transform and reverse trends. And you think about unemployment and high school dropout rates on an island like Molokai. Here's a young man that's employed. He's going to college on Maui, and he's making a national impact that is inspiring others. So the Flex Grant has helped us because this last year, for example, we had over 300 applicants for only about 100 positions. So we were able to add a few more positions in through our Flex funding. So thank you very much, because that's making an impact to help other young adults like John Brito to make an impact too. And finally, the Flex funds have helped us to grow our organization and to do things that we can't do with just specific program funds. We're able to take statistics like some of the ones we were able to share today and examine our organization and grow ourselves so that we can better convey the impact and the hard work that our youth are doing throughout the state. And it's also great because we're able to share this with other shareholders, and that allows us to further create more advocates and diversify our funding, and really is an investment that allows us to multiply and diversify and become a stronger organization. So we thank you guys so much, and thank you for all your support of not only HCF but our community to make it better together. Aloha.
Thank you, John, for your leadership and your remarkable work at Kupu. I want to thank you again I want to thank all the speakers and all of you for joining us tonight. In honor of your giving, we'll be making a donation to the organizations that have shared their inspiring stories with us. And before you leave later this evening, please take a copy of our 2015 annual report that's on the table. It's hot off the press. It includes more stories about our generous partners. Each one is very special and very meaningful. Ohia is a native tree that is often the first form of life to grow directly out of a lava flow and provide the start of a new community for other plants and animals. And like Ohia, you are playing a similar role, creating an example and inviting others to follow you to help our community.